Theory and research. Theory. A theory is a group of linked ideas intended to explain something. A theory provides a framework for explaining observations. The explanations are based on assumptions. From the assumptions follows a number of possible hypotheses. They can be tested to provide support for or challenge the theory. The word theory has several meanings. Number one, a guess or speculation. Number two, a law about things which cannot be seen directly, such as electrons or evolution. Number three, a whole system of laws and hypotheses which explain many things. Number four, a field of study. These meanings can shade into each other. Concepts. A concept is a part of theory. All theories contain concepts, and concepts are the building blocks of theory. A concept is an idea expressed as a symbol or in words. Concepts have two parts, a symbol and a definition. We create concepts from personal experience, creative thoughts, or observation. The classical theorists originated many concepts. Example, concepts include family system, gender role, socialization, self-worth, frustration, and displaced aggression. Researchers define scientific concepts more precisely than those we use in daily discourse. Social theory requires well-defined concepts. Concept clusters. Concepts are rarely used in isolation, rather, they form interconnected groups or concept clusters. This is true for concepts in everyday language as well as for those in social theory. Theories contain collections of associated concepts that are consistent and mutually reinforcing. Together, they form a web of meaning. For example, if I want to discuss a concept such as urban decay, I will need a set of associated concepts like urban expansion, economic growth, urbanization, racial minorities. Classification concepts. Some concepts are simple, they have one dimension and vary along a single continuum. Classifications are partway between a single, simple concept and a theory. They help to organize abstract, complex concepts. To create a new classification, a researcher logically specifies and combines the characteristics of simpler concepts. Scope. Concepts vary by scope. Some are highly abstract, some are at a middle level of abstraction, and some are at a concrete level. That is, they are easy to directly experience with the senses, such as sight or touch. More abstract concepts have wider scope. That is, they can be used for a much broader range of specific time points and situations. More concrete concepts are easy to recognize but apply to fewer situations. Next is major theoretical frameworks in sociology that are structural functionalism, exchange theory, symbolic interactionism, and conflict theory. Structural functionalism. Some major concepts are system, equilibrium, dysfunction, division of labor. Key assumptions. Society is a system of interdependent parts that is in equilibrium or balance. Over time, society has evolved from a simple to a complex type, which has highly specialized parts. The parts of society fulfill different needs or functions of the social system. A basic consensus on values or a value system holds society together. What is structural functionalism? Structural functionalism in sociology and other social sciences, a school of thought according to which each of the institutions, relationships, rules, and norms that together constitute a society serves a purpose and each is indispensable for the continued existence of the other and of society as a whole. Next is exchange theory, also rational choice. Major concepts, opportunities, rewards, approval, balance, credit, key assumptions. Human interactions are similar to economic transactions. People give and receive resources and try to maximize their rewards while avoiding pain, expense, and embarrassment. Exchange relations tend to be balanced. If they are unbalanced, persons with credit can dominate others. What is exchange theory? Social exchange theory proposes that social behavior is the result of an exchange process. The purpose of this exchange is to maximize benefits and minimize costs. According to this theory, developed by sociologist George Homans, people weigh the potential benefits and risk of social relationship. When the risks outweigh the rewards, people will terminate or abandon that relationship. Symbolic interactionism, major concept, self-reference group role-playing perception. Key assumption: people transmit and receive symbolic communication when they socially interact. People create perceptions of each other and social settings. People largely act on their perceptions. How people think about themselves and others is based on their interactions. Next is conflict theory, major concepts, power, exploitation, struggle, inequality, alienation. Key assumptions: society is made up of groups that have opposing interests, coercion, and attempts to gain power are ever present aspects of human relations. Those in power attempt to hold on to their power by spreading myths or by using violence if necessary. Conflict theory focuses on the competition between groups within society over limited resources. Conflict theory views social and economic institutions as tools of the struggle between groups or classes used to maintain inequality and the dominance of the ruling class. Marxist conflict theory sees society as divided along lines of economic class between the proletariat working class and the bourgeoisie ruling class. Later versions of conflict theory look at other dimensions of conflict among capitalist factions and between various social relations and other types of groups. Research. Research is creative and systematic work undertaken to increase the stock of knowledge. It involves the collection, organization, and analysis of information to increase understanding of a topic or issue. A research project may be an expansion on past work in the field. Definition of research. Research is defined as the creation of new knowledge or the use of existing knowledge in a new and creative way so as to generate new concepts, methodologies, and understanding. This could include synthesis and analysis of previous research to the extent that it leads to new and creative outcomes. The two major types of research. The two main types of research are qualitative research and quantitative research. Number one, qualitative research. It involves collecting and analyzing non-numerical data, example, text, video, or audio, to understand concepts, opinions, or experiences. It can be used to gather in-depth insights into a problem or generate new ideas for research. Qualitative research is commonly used in the humanities and social science in subjects such as anthropology, sociology, education, health science, history, etc. Quantitative research. Quantitative research methods emphasize objective measurements and the statistical, mathematical, or numerical analysis of data collected through polls, questionnaires, and surveys or by manipulating pre-existing statistical data using computational techniques. Quantitative research focuses on gathering numerical data and generalizing it across groups of people or to explain a particular phenomenon. The final written report has a set structure consisting of introduction, literature and theory, methods, results, and discussion. Subjective and objective knowledge in social research. Subjective knowledge is knowledge based purely on the opinions of the individual, reflecting their values and basis, their point of view. Objective knowledge, it is the knowledge which is free of the biases, opinions, values of the researchers. It reflects what is really out there in the social world. The research in sociology is usually carefully planned and conducted using well-established procedures to ensure that knowledge is objective, where the information gathered reflects what is really out there in the social world rather than subjective, where it only reflects the narrow opinions of the researchers. The careful, systematic, and rigorous use of research methods is what makes sociological knowledge objective rather than subjective. Sources and types of data. In social research, it is usual to distinguish between primary and secondary data and qualitative and quantitative data. Quantitative data. It refers to information that appears in numerical form or in the form of statistics. Qualitative data. It refers to information that appears in written, visual, or audio form, such as transcripts of interviews, newspapers, and websites. Secondary data. Secondary data is data that has been collected by previous researchers or organizations, such as the government. Quantitative sources of secondary data include official government statistics, and qualitative resources are very numerous, including government reports, newspaper, personal documents such as diaries, as well as the staggering amounts of audio-visual content available online. Primary data. Primary data is data collected firsthand by the researcher herself. If a sociologist is conducting her own unique sociological research, she will normally have specific research questions she wants answers and thus tailor her research methods to get the data she wants. The main method sociologists use to generate primary data include social surveys, normally using questionnaires, interviews, experiment, and observations. Conclusion. Theory and research. Theory is integral to research, and research is integral to theory. Theory guides the development of many research questions, and research helps generate new theories, as well as determining whether support for theories exists. What is important to remember is that theory is not fact, it is a belief about how things work. Theory is a belief or best guess that awaits the support of empirical evidence. Countless theories exist, and some are more well developed and well defined than others. More mature theories have had more time and effort devoted to supporting research. Newer theories may be more tentative as supporting evidences is being developed. Theories are sometimes disproven and need to be scrapped completely or heavily overhauled as new research evidences emerges, and exploratory research leads to the birth of new theories as new phenomena and questions arise, or as practitioners discover ways that existing theory does not fit perfectly. Thank you.